Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the 6th December edition of AEW Dynamite, as well as the wildest wrestling news, stories, and rumors you need to know, including is Vince McMahon staying in the WWE, why the fight for Jey Uso's Yeet isn't over, Braun Strowman injury update, and more. As always, we won't recap the show, but look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good: Adam Page and MJF squabble. The backstage squabble between Adam Page and MJF was a nice storytelling touch, as it reminded fans that the past matters in AEW and that wrestlers don't forget when someone has done them wrong. Devil Mystery is keeping suspense. Dynamite is hit and miss every week, but the mystery of the Devil's identity continues to entertain. Naturally, AEW fans will want a huge payoff when his or her identity is revealed. Otherwise, AEW will have their equivalent of the higher power. The usual array of good matches, but AEW needs to do more. The Continental Classic has created an engaging platform for AEW to book some entertaining matches in an area the company continues to excel in. However, good matches will only bring in so many fans, and if AEW wants to capitalize on wrestling's growing popularity, it needs to create exciting storylines featuring A-list players. The bad: a terrible swerve for Copeland versus Christian. Tonight's finish for the TNT Championship match between Adam Copeland and Christian was terrible. To put things bluntly, it stunk and reeked of Vince Russo. While Wrestlelamia knows Tony Khan isn't that desperate, the finish was neither surprising nor shocking. While AEW is likely to spin this as Nick Wayne's mom attacking Edge for beating the snot out of her son, the swerve has some major plot holes, and if AEW doesn't explain them, a tall order, fans will be shaking their head over the latest turn out of left field. Lackluster card. AEW has lots of trouble right now, including poor ticket sales, dismal ratings for Rampage and Collision, and an inability to grow Dynamite's audience. There are many reasons for this, a topic Wrestlelamia will cover on our website in the near future, but one of them is the company's inability to consistently book entertaining cards every week. AEW will have 5 title matches one week featuring A-level talent, only to follow up with shows only the most devoted of fans are going to watch, and let's be honest, if the WWE books any wrestling show against Dynamite, it's going to be a game over for AEW, as AEW fans are more likely to tune out of AEW and tune into the WWE than vice versa. Why is AEW wasting TV time with Roderick Strong and the Kingdom? Roderick Strong and the Kingdom's Matt Taven's constant appearances on Dynamite are another example of AEW's booking of B-show talent on its flagship show. The group hasn't shown an ability to draw, and worse, they're involved in a storyline with no immediate payoff, as Adam Cole is out of action for some time. Even if it turns out that Strong or someone else from the Kingdom is the Devil, it's unlikely anyone will invest in their characters anymore. Continental Classic matches were all lopsided. Another example of AEW's uneven booking was tonight's Continental Classic matches. As Wrestlelamia noted, the matches were good, but the outcomes were inevitable. As good as the Classic has been for building up matches, the booking on Dynamite has been mixed, as wrestlers such as Jay Briscoe, Jay Lethal, and even Roosh to a certain extent have been buried. An occasional upset would have livened things up, but instead, it's like watching an old school match with a top star facing off against a hapless enhancement talent. Where's Dr. Britt? Is Dr. Britt Baker cleared to wrestle? While she's made it known she's working through back injuries, AEW's failure to use her in some capacity on TV is a big mistake. Even if Baker is unable to compete, AEW should use her as a mouthpiece for one of its female talents, with Dr. Britt using them as her cat's paw while she recovers, and then going into business for herself. The downright ugly. Nothing ugly, but another mediocre card, and one whose only appeal was the main event. Vince McMahon isn't going anywhere. Topping today's news is a report from Sports Illustrated's Justin Barrasso that Vince McMahon has no intention of leaving WWE. McMahon, who currently serves as the executive chairman of TKO Group Holdings, found himself in the spotlight again when he sold 25% of his shares in TKO. Barrasso recently reported on Vince McMahon's future in TKO Holdings, noting that McMahon's recent sale of 8.4 million shares of TKO stock raised questions over McMahon's long-term future with WWE. Sources within WWE, however, shared that McMahon has no plans to leave the company. Though the reasons were undisclosed, Sports Illustrated learned that McMahon needed to have the money liquid, which is why he sold such a hefty portion of his stock. The report added that it is unknown just why McMahon wants to have a large amount of money liquid. It is also noted that TKO appears to be happy with McMahon's current role in the company. If the Sports Illustrated story is accurate, it appears TKO Holdings feels McMahon's assets outweigh any liabilities. As Wrestlelamia has noted before, McMahon's experience running the WWE, coupled with many business, sports, and political contacts, contacts he has bring much to the table. However, it's a safe bet that TKO Holdings would drop McMahon in a second if he did something to bring bad publicity to the company, such as a repeat of the hush money scandal that led to his previous retirement from WWE. Andrade leaving AEW in the near future? Could AEW see the departure of Andrade El Idolo? Andrade has been in AEW since 2021 following his WWE exit. Andrade wasn't happy in the WWE, but as things turned out, he found AEW wasn't the land of opportunity he apparently felt it would be. Now, Dave Meltzer is reporting that Andrade's AEW deal is about to expire. He's going back to CMLL. I'm not sure exactly what week, but probably relatively soon. Diamond Dave mentioned that Andrade is apparently interested in working with CMLL, but noted Andrade also spoke with AAA. It's something he wants to do. His AEW deal is coming up relatively soon, unless it's extended or something because of time off for injuries or whatever. But he thinks his deal's up pretty soon, so he wanted to go back to CMLL in case he ends up going to WWE. He's not made a decision about what he's doing next, he's not signed a new deal, but if he does go to WWE, he knows he can't go back to Arena Mexico. Triple H was a big supporter of Andrade during his time in NXT, so it's possible Andrade would enjoy a better push a second time around on the main roster. However, there's also the problem of the WWE finding time to book Andrade, given the company's bloated roster. Bryan Danielson injury update. Fans grew concerned after a fan attending a recent AEW Collision taping in Montreal posted video of Danielson apparently suffering an eye injury during Danielson's Continental Classic tournament match against Andrade El Idolo. Danielson apparently suffered a cut near the eye, raising concern since this is the same eye where he suffered a broken orbital bone. Ringside News' Andrew Ravens is reporting, after the bout, the Blackpool Combat Club came out to check on him, which caused fans to be concerned that Danielson may have suffered another injury. Thankfully, Danielson is not believed to be injured. Fightful Select is reporting that the injury was at work, and that the American Dragon is expected to be at the 6th December Dynamite. Is there hope for Jey Uso's Yeet catchphrase? Is there hope for Jey Uso's Yeet catchphrase? The WWE recently stopped having main event Jey use Yeet as a catchphrase and stopped selling Yeet merchandise at WWE Shop, leading to questions about why Yeet suddenly became forbidden. As we'll see, the case is more complicated than you may have heard. A recent report from WrestleVotes explained what led to the WWE putting the brakes on Jey using Yeet. As evident on Raw just now, I'm told WWE has found trademark issues with Jey Uso's Yeet. The word in merchandising will no longer be associated with Uso going forward. It turned out that independent wrestler Casey Huffman applied for the rights to Yeet on 6th July 2021. As Wrestlelamia has noted in past stories regarding intellectual property, or IP, the owner of any IP has to protect it fiercely, or someone wishing to claim it can allege the IP owner has abandoned the use to the particular IP. However, in Huffman's case, it appears the trademark hasn't been approved yet. A review of Huffman's trademark application reveals that Huffman's application remains suspended. However, that's not the end of the road for Huffman. There are several factors that could be delaying the approval, and there's a possibility it won't be approved. However, this doesn't mean the WWE can swoop in and grab Yeet. If someone has a prior claim, in this case Huffman, they often have priority over anyone trying to file for the same trademark. It's possible that WWE could negotiate a deal with Huffman over his trademark application. At the risk of sounding cynical, it's also possible WWE could bring in its own crack team of attorneys and bury Huffman in litigation. Braun Strowman's Bray Wyatt tribute. Last but not least, Braun Strowman is working hard to get back into the ring following his neck fusion surgery. During a chat with News 18, the Monster Among Monsters revealed his doctor cleared him to lift weights. He also discussed what's next. The goal for 2024 is to continue this. As I said, I go back after the first year to have another checkup, and then get back in the ring, getting back into shape, and then getting back to passing these hands out. Strowman also discussed his friend Bray Wyatt and how much Bray taught him during their time together in WWE. He hasn't forgotten about Wyatt's friendship and what it meant to him, which is why he had this to say. So especially with my return to WWE, I'm not only coming back for me, I'm coming back for him. What do you think of Braun's comments? Well guys, there you have it, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, and Wrestlemania's analysis of the 6th December 2023 edition of Dynamite. What did you think of the show? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.